There is a ton of noise out there about how to live below your means, budgeting hacks, tips and tricks. I'm going to suggest just 3 key things are the most important ones to focus on in order for your family to both survive and thrive during the cost of living crisis. I am Vicky and I am a mum of 2. I have worked for myself from home for 5 years now. Ever since I was made redundant and lost my steady salary, I have been looking for ways to save money and also make money flexibly from home in a way that fits around my family life. Let's jump right into my 3 gimmick-free tips for living below your means. My number 1 tip is a money mindset adjustment. So many of us are chasing a lifestyle that we want but can't afford. I know that I have been guilty of this. These days, the phrase keeping up with the Joneses doesn't just apply to our immediate neighbours and our friends, but thousands of people on the internet that we see and interact with every day. You look around you and they seem to be taking more holidays than us, they have a better car than us, they have brand new clothes all of the time, their house is bigger, it looks nicer, they're getting a renovation done. I don't think it's ever been harder to be simply satisfied with the good things that we already have. And there's so much choice now when it comes to shopping and brands. We're always looking for the latest thing, the next thing, looking to buy up, whether it be a mobile phone or an outfit, something for the house, decor. For many years now, I have been striving to earn more and save more so that I can get that lifestyle, the house that I want for my family. But what I've been neglecting is just pausing and being really grateful and thankful for where I am right now and what I have. I've got a great roof over my head, I've got happy and healthy kids, and I can pay my essential bills. And once you're happy and content with what you have, then you can start resisting that pressure to be constantly chasing this bigger, better lifestyle and aesthetic that we think that we desperately need. And it means letting go of this idea that somehow more stuff, bigger stuff, better stuff will magically make our life perfect. So for me, it's been far better to find contentment with what I have and then set realistic goals for the future. I think this money mindset adjustment has really helped me to kind of let go of chasing that rush that you get when you spend. You know, that thing where you're buying good vibes, good feelings. Reminding yourself to be content with what you have and that more stuff doesn't necessarily equal better can really help to curb compulsive, spontaneous spending. And compulsive spending is something that happens A, because at the time that we do it, it feels great, and B, because the pressure to spend is everywhere. It's in your email, it's in social media, it's when you go into the supermarket, it's when you're driving in your car, it's constant. What I now ask myself when I'm considering buying anything is these key questions. What is the cost per use, i.e. how many times am I gonna wear this, and then divide that by the cost of the item? Is this something that is going to really benefit my life and be useful? How does this fit into my existing life and make it better? Do I actually need it? Do I already have something similar? Have I considered the alternatives, something that's better value? Moving on now to the second tip, and that is to make a plan and stick with it. Living below your means means quite simply spending less than what you have coming in. Sorry to state the obvious, but bear with me. Most of us don't earn enough to just spend without thought and still manage to live below our means and save money towards our goals. Whenever you see lists of habits of wealthy people, even they are constantly looking for good value for money and striving to live below their means, managing where every single pound goes. So what I'm saying is everyone benefits from a plan. My financial circumstances really changed for the better when I took some time to sit down and understand my spending, both essential and non-essential, my income, and what my short and long-term financial goals were for savings. And then once you understand all of that, then you can formulate a realistic plan. With the start of the new year, I always use it as a chance to kind of give my budget a bit of an overhaul, have a look at what worked last year, look forward to the year ahead. So that process involves writing out my expected income. I work for myself, so my income does fluctuate from month to month. I have to work out all the time what I've got to set aside for tax and make sure that I'm prepared for the annual tax bill because I'm self-employed. I write out what essentials are going to cost me both monthly and annually. Certain bills such as my car insurance come as an annual payment. So I work out what I need to set aside into sinking funds. So that's my fund that covers those big annual costs such as Christmas and holidays. I make sure that I'm putting aside a little bit every single month in order to handle those annual costs. And then I review my savings and my pension. So most pension providers make it really easy for you to log on to your online dashboard and take a look at like where you are currently. So how much money will you have should you retire at 65, at 70, whatever age it is you're expecting to retire? And that can help you adjust, think about, okay, do I need to be putting more into this pension at the moment, and how can I do that? This is actually a fairly simple process, but it is way better than my old plan, which was to basically bury my head in the sand and hope for the best. Now that strategy may well work out for a while, but eventually I myself realized that I wasn't putting away enough for the future. I didn't have an emergency fund, which is just so key and important to being able to maintain a budget and being able to maintain that peace of mind, because the unexpected is always happening. Like this year, for example, we had to have some work done to our roof, and we had to have quite extensive work done to a tree in the back garden. All of that adds up. By the way, guys, you can grab this monthly budgeting principle completely free. I will link in the description below where you can grab it. But I think it's really important to remember that budgeting is more than just a performative exercise. It's more than just sitting down and writing out your budget. It's a journey that you need to commit to. I see so many viral videos out there on TikTok or elsewhere talking about cash stuffing envelopes and savings challenges, which is fine if it works for you, but often I find that this can be quite performative. So you go through the act of having a really cute set of cash envelopes that you're setting all your budget out into. You go through the act of stuffing all of those, and then you're going online and spending above the budget that you set anyway. You go through the motions of cash stuffing, but you're still overspending. You start a savings challenge, but you don't finish it because it wasn't realistic for you in the first place. And it's the same with extreme budgeting. You may stick with a no buy challenge for a month, but is it realistic for you for an entire year? Whatever your spending and saving plans, they should be achievable for you based on your income. Otherwise, you become demotivated and you give up long before you reach the end. I think crash budgeting, like crash dieting, is just doomed to fail. And it's not about sacrificing all that you enjoy or all that you like. It's about prioritizing the things that you really need and the things that really bring you joy in your life. So when you're going through that budgeting process, consider your why. What is it that you are trying to achieve financially? What are your short and long-term goals? Have that why in the center of your plans. Make those plans realistic. You're far more likely to get to the end. That is what's going to motivate you to stick with the plan. Oh, and one more thing, guys, when you're making that plan, don't forget to budget for inflation. The rate is slowing, but prices are still rising. Plan for the worst, hope for the best, and if you end up with extra money afterwards, then you can plow that into your savings. Tip number 3 is to seek out best value everywhere. Value for money isn't always the cheapest thing. Sometimes buying the cheapest thing leads to further expense down the road. It's about making considered purchases, stopping, thinking, is this the best value for money that I can get? Is this the best price that I can get? Frugality isn't always about going for the cheapest thing. It's about shopping smart. So search for coupons, use a browser extension such as Honey, which will point you in the direction of coupons and discounts. Use cashback websites whenever you are shopping online, particularly big purchases. Looking for best value also applies to how we save money. So putting our money in the place where it's gonna work hardest for us, give us the best rate of return. Now, I've tried certain apps in the past where it will do an automatic saving for you every single month, which is great. My only issue with things like that is that it isn't giving you the best rate of interest on your money. So it's always worth stopping and thinking, is this the best place for me to have my money? Now look, I'm not going to give you financial advice about the best place to put your money because I'm not a financial advisor. But for me, it has meant analysing the best places for my savings. So where my pension is, where the money for my kids' future is, investing some of my savings and having an easy access saving for things such as my tax bill. My point is, wherever you end up putting your money, it's a good idea to seek out that professional advice and find the best place where that pot of money is going to grow as much as possible, give you the best return. By adopting these 3 ideas into my life and family finances, I have found that it has made such a huge difference, and everything else, all the noise, all the tips and stuff, that all just kind of falls into place as long as it fits into my plans and those key kind of ideas that I am following. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.